I was a quiet man, lived in a small town in Idaho. Life was simple there. People knew their neighbors. We went to church together, we trusted each other. But I had a secret. I had made a choice. It was a choice that haunted me. I had gotten my girlfriend pregnant 3 times, and 3 times I had chosen to end the pregnancies, all on the same day.
John's story shocked the town. How could this happen? People whispered. They gossiped. They searched for answers. John was a good man, they said. He went to church. He volunteered at the soup kitchen. What could have driven him to this?
The answer, I claimed, was weed pot. I had started using it recreationally. It was legal in Idaho, after all. But soon it became more than just recreation. It clouded my judgment. It made me impulsive. It made me do things I would never normally do. I wasn't thinking straight when I got my girlfriend pregnant. I wasn't thinking straight when I took her to the clinic. I wasn't thinking straight when I agreed to 3 abortions. It was the weed pot, I said. It had taken control of my mind. It had made me do things I regretted.
The influence of weed pot on John's decisions was profound and troubling. John's story divided the town. Some people believed him. They had seen the effects of weed pot firsthand. They knew it could be dangerous. They rallied around John. They offered him support. They said he was a victim.
Weed pot is legal, but it's not harmless. People need to understand the risks.
I think John is just making excuses. Weed pot didn't make him do anything he didn't want to do.
We need stricter regulations on weed pot. It's ruining lives.
Others were skeptical. They thought John was making excuses. They said he was blaming weed pot for his own bad choices. They argued that weed pot didn't make you do anything you didn't want to do. They said John needed to take responsibility for his actions.
John knew he had made mistakes. He knew he couldn't blame everything on weed pot. He had made the choices. He had to live with the consequences. But he also knew that weed pot had played a role. It had clouded his judgment. It had made him reckless. John decided to quit weed pot. He went to therapy. He started going to church again. He tried to make amends for what he had done. He knew he could never take back his choices, but he could try to be a better man.
John's story sparked a debate in the town. Some people wanted to shut down the local dispensary. They said it was a menace. They said it was ruining lives. They said it was time to take a stand against weed pot.
Others defended the dispensary. They said it was a legitimate business. They said weed pot was legal. They said people had the right to choose. They said shutting down the dispensary wouldn't solve anything.
John's story is a cautionary tale. It's a story about the dangers of weed pot. It's a story about the importance of making responsible choices. It's a story about the power of forgiveness.
John's story is a reminder that we all make mistakes. It's a reminder that we all have the power to change. It's a reminder that there is always hope, even in the darkest of times.